Hi guys, in this video we're going to create an Astro Shopify website using a one-click install from Feud Studio. So a lot of people think that static websites are good mainly only for brochure marketing websites, but once you get to membership or e-commerce you're kind of stuck and you have to go to something a bit more dynamic like WordPress or to Shopify itself. This isn't true. In the same way that you can create an Astro build and pull data in from a headless CMS like Sanity, which is what I do for content sites, you can do that with Shopify as well. And it's quite an easy process. I've only gone through it once in a very bumbling fashion, but I thought let's video this. I'll show you that you can do it one-click install from Feud, and away you go. So we're going to take it to the point of having a page and pulling some data in, and then maybe in a follow-up video we can do something more about like styling it up and things. But just want to show you how this actually initially works, and we will be done in about 20 minutes. So for those of you who don't know, Feud Studio is a desktop code editor, which is all you need for static site building. Instead of being a bit more limited like VS Code, this is a page builder experience on your desktop. So the first thing we need to do is set a project directory, and this is my first little play around with a Feud Studio shop, and we're going to hit Shopify here, and we just need to put in a name. So we're going to call this Feud Shop. Okay, Feud Shop, that's different enough. Click to create a project, and Feud has opened up the terminal. It's installing Astro and the surrounding Shopify files that you need. Now I just want to say, before yesterday I've never really used Shopify aside from helping out a couple of clients now and then if they've needed it. So this is all very new to me, but we're gonna blunder on through it, and I've got a few bits of templating which I can bring in from Gemini. These are also built into Feud as inserts. So Feud comes with there's a new insert system actually, so you can keep it all organized, and you have HTML inserts, Astro inserts, Shopify inserts, and then your own customs. So I will pull from some of these throughout this video, and those that come with Feud are available for you to use as well. Okay, I almost forgot, I need to get spectacular here because we're really done. Okay, so once you've installed an Astro site, you just need to CD into the project. You can write it manually or copy and paste that bit there. So we're just popping on in there, and then we have to npm run dev. That's going to fire up the dev server, and then we'll see our Astro project. So copy this URL into the inbuilt browser in Feud Studio, and here we are. Look at that, we are ready to go. Now we have to keep that terminal open because it's running the server. Cool. Let's connect to our new project. So let's connect to the top page of Astro. And if you're not familiar with Astro, please check out some of my recent vids. I've done a starter crash course with Astro. And if you'd like to understand a bit more about static sites, my more recent video unpacks traditional static and 2026 static. So this is we are now connected to our main template. So this will be our homepage where we pull some product info in. Right, let's have a quick look. This is the, we'll have a quick look at our actual folder structure. This is a new system that's coming out with the latest release of Feud, and we need to pop into Feud Shop, and let's actually set that as a directory. So now we're only in there, and yeah, we have all of the additional Shopify files that we need to just get going. So that's all there, hunky-dory, happy days. Feud did its job there. Right, the next thing we need to do, the first thing we need to do is update this one and connect that to our Shopify store. So this file here is the one where we need to create that connection. Okay, cool. So to Shopify, and I have jumped on, I've created a store, and for you to have a play around with this, it's free for the first 3 days, and then you've got 3 months at £1 each, and you can stop any time. So plenty of time to, play around with all of this and get comfortable with it within 3 months. Okay, so I've created a store called Feud Studio Plus, and just notice the URL there because we're going to need that in a minute. All right, so Feud Studio Plus, that's where you get your store name, and you actually have to install the headless app. Okay, so everything is an app in Shopify, and you would do that down in settings and then apps. And there might be a shortcut to this that I don't realize, but and then Shopify App Store. So 3 clicks to get to the store, and then you just want to type in and get this one here. Okay, so you would install that and then open it. I can just open it and wait around a little bit. You need to give it a click sometimes because it doesn't come up. Okay, now this is the storefront. Obviously, click into that, and we've got the storefront API. So we're going to click into there, and this is the bit, the public access token, that we need to connect to our Feud Studio. So copy that over, back to Feud, and we want to go into the env file. Just select that and click Add Panel, and that will open up another panel for us to use. Now, first of all, we just need to put our URL in here. Notice where it says your store. Okay, this is where we need to go. In my case, Feud Studio Plus. Okay, and then here, your public storefront token is where you want to paste that token, obviously. All right, so do that and done. Okay, because Feud is on autosave unless you activate manual save. Okay, cool. So I'm going to close that one up. I do realize I need to actually rename that one. You can do that in Feud also. So just pull away the .example there. Okay, so we are good to go on that front, and this is where I panic a bit and go, Gemini, help me out. But first of all, we do need to think about the home page and just creating something very quickly, and don't want to kind of waste time here, but I'm just going to delete the Astro basic one that comes there. I'm going to go to an insert and go to Astro, and we just want a basic page. So I'm going to pull page in there, and that's pulling in already the layouts and layouts.astro, which is our header and footer template. And again, check out my Astro crash course if you want to understand a bit more how this knits together. Okay, so that should be the correct. Obviously, you want to check that your pathways are always correct. I would like to have that, so I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to minimize that and open up another panel. Let's open up. What else do we need? We've got page. That's our pages. We need to go to layout, layouts and layout, add a panel. All right, so also going to do away with this one. This is the basic Astro layout, but I'm going to replace that with this layout here. So it's going to pull from the global CSS, which a lot of people use Tailwind. Stop using Tailwind. Use a global CSS system with variables and design tokens, obviously. So we've got the const title Astro prop there. That's this fella. And then we're pulling in from styles global.css. I still actually need to make that. A lot of people don't use this in Astro, but I think is the best way, and that's why the insert has been created, and it links to a folder called styles and then the global CSS. Okay, so just knitting that up for you, and let's actually create that folder. So we're in source, and click on this one and styles, and click on styles, and we're going to add a file, and that will be global.css. And just in case I end up taking this a bit further in further tutorials, I would want to have a site-wide style CSS also. So we're going to put that in now just in case. I don't know how far we'll go in this video with styling. I just want to create the page and pull the information in. Okay, cool. So that is created. We do want to, just for when we want it, we're going to click and open GenCSS. Which is our desktop CSS framework generator thingamajiggy. Connect to an existing file. I want to connect to the one that we've just created. Okay, and I don't know what branding we want for this. I suppose it's a feud store, so kind of a bit like that maybe, and a bit stronger on the typography. We won't get into this so much. Let's just increase the ratio. Cool. And push to file. Okay, let's fling that down and actually connect the file in Feud. I created it, I hadn't connected it. So there we go, we've got a CSS framework all available for our project. We've got our layout. We've got everything we kind of need, really. So the next thing on the list, let's open the template one again, and what do we need to do now? We need to create a component. Yep, we need to do a bit of componenting. So open the components, and you see that we've got one from the Astro install. I'm going to add a component, and it's going to be header, and I'm going to create folder, because that's the best way to do it. Again, check out my previous video on Astro Crash Course. It gives you an advanced crash course there. Create folder, and we also need one called product card, and create folder. Okay, let's bop into the header one first, just so that we can create a bit of something. So we've got the header Astro and the header CSS. Feud has opened up what you need to work with for both of those. So we've imported the header CSS, which was created with the folder structure, and we just need to be honest, we just want to slap something in here that that says something. So I've just used an insert there, and header, and I just want to state this is our header. Okay, so we're not going to do anything sexy right now. Class equals header, and class equals header inner. Cool. Okay, let's style that up a little bit. So header, and if you're tired of typing, you can use this to put a background in, or whatever you want to do. And we're not displaying it yet. That's why we can't see it, because we're looking at the home page, but we haven't inserted that component there, which is easy to do. Let's open up this. I thought I had I don't have it open. So let's open pages, and I'll open it as a main, and we need to now install our header slot. Oh no, I'm sorry, we have to put that into layout. Gosh, I've gotten myself all confused. So I'm actually going to close that layout, open up connect main. So we've got everything going there. Okay, so yeah, back on track. Sorry about that. Header, I wanted to pull in the header import, and now we've got our header on view. Cool. Okay, so we could have done better with that. I kind of wished I'd at least centered it, but in fact we can. So okay, just a bit more prominent. Okay, so we've got a header component coming on in. We won't do a footer, and we have everything pretty much linked up as we want. Obviously the layout is working. We're displaying that on the index, so that's all good to go. Now let's create or connect up to our product card, and this is where we get a bit more Shopify. Okay, cool. So I have a product card snippet, and I'm wondering, did I put that into, I'm in the CSS inserts there. Here we are with the template. Did I put it into my custom, because it's not in standard yet? I think that was product base. Yep, that's the one. That's what we need. Okay, so we're going to insert that one, and we're going to have a little peek. Okay, so const product with yeah, this is the component. That's good. We'll strip the BEM classes. Yep, because I wanted it all nice and clean. Okay, goodio. So this is a product component, and obviously it's pulling in bits of the data, and it's a bit like custom fields in ACF. Okay, so we've got these different the props and this is the info that it's going to be pulling in. So happy days on that one. Now I do have some CSS, but I don't want to use that because we might style that up a little bit later. What have I done with that? I've messed that up. Yeah, because I pasted in. Oh yeah, so that's already in the insert. Cool. Okay, nice and neat, that's done. So the component card is done, and then we need to get along to the actual page. So let's go to pages, open this one up, open in a main panel, and now we're back in our page, and we need to add some bits in here because we're tired of the hello. Okay, so what do we have to add? We need to add some front matter first, so we want to keep, I think this will actually also be in an insert as well for you. All right, so you will have this, keep an eye. All right, so we've got this one in there already, and then we're adding import product card from components. Now, of course, I use a folder structure, so I need to do that, and that's now correct. Okay, so we're importing that product card that we created. We're also importing the Shopify client from this file that Feud puts in automatically, but that's there all for you. And then we've got the const query, and you can see we've got ID, title, and all of the other little bits that we've already seen hooked up there. Now that's in place, request query, right, cool. That makes sense to us, I'm sure. And now I'm going to paste in this. Okay, so replace the main with this stuff here. And look at that, it's fired up already, it's already connected. We've got two products in play. There we go. That's it. Okay, so these snippets are available in Feud for the next release, so that you can, you've got helpful Shopify or helpful Astro snippets, and you simply add them in as you need them. Obviously, if you don't want to go to the interface, say you just do a slash and then type in the snippet, the insert name, and press enter, and that's going to fire that in. But that's got everything you need right now to get a product card component together and add that to your actual page, or whatever you need. Everything else is basic Astro setup, which again, check out that crash course. So we've done it, okay? We've integrated our static website with Shopify. Obviously, from this point on, it's about creating sort of like grid sections and making it all a bit pretty. I'll cover that in a follow-up video, so like and subscribe for the follow-up on that if you're not subscribed already. But look, all of this is now about just templating the page using best component design and tying that all to one single source of truth with your globals. So obviously GenCSS is great for that. Actually, you can already see that the card framework in GenCSS is already coming through. I need to understand why that is coming through with every loop, but this is the first step of many. There you go. It's really fantastic. So the idea that static is just static and it doesn't have so much to it, totally out of the question. It's totally non-relevant. I would say that most of the sites that we do when we build with WordPress, if you're coming from WordPress, are generally brochure and they're generally brochure marketing type of sites for businesses. And if you think about Etch is quite limited to work with just brochure and things like that, whereas static, you can do anything. You can integrate easily with a Shopify, just as you've seen here, and away you go. Now, it's important to remember that with a desktop coder, or with desktop coding, you're not stuck in some system. I checked out Clutch and things like that very briefly, and it's all sort of like stuck online somewhere. Desktop coding is where you have ultimate freedom. You're not locked into any platform. You're not even locked into any tool like Feud. If you got tired of Feud, you can jump to VS Code. If you work in VS Code, and a lot of people are, obviously that's the standard go-to, and you're tired of all the live preview setup and tab hopping, you can use the Feud Studio as a nice interface, but you're not locked in because the tool is not where your files are. Your files, my files are on my desktop in a folder. These are my project files. Okay, I'm not locked into any tool. I can connect to these files using any tool. Feud Studio, VS Code. I can jump into there and start working. Now, from Feud and from VS Code, obviously, you have a terminal, and that is how you integrate AI. That is how you deploy to anywhere that you want to deploy, whether that's Cloudflare or Vercel. And you can integrate with other CMSs like Sanity or obviously Shopify. It's all there to do, and static website design is sort of like an open playground. So don't lock yourself into any system that makes you stuck. You just have some fun and see what you can do. And the world is a lot bigger than WordPress. It's a lot bigger than any single tool. So anyway, that's how we do Shopify with static sites. I will follow this up with some more sort of like design, and we'll template around that and understand a bit more deeply. But I hope you enjoyed. So like, subscribe, please check out the description. There's a discount for Feud Studio and Gen CSS. And if you want to still work in WordPress, there is a Gen CSS plugin for WordPress. So, obviously you might prefer that to ACSS once you're used to Gen, which is a lot more comprehensive, lots more options, and a nice built-in preview that is really something to work with. It's really pleasant to work with. Okay, cool. So again, like, subscribe, check out discounts in the description, and I'd love to hear your comments on this. Catch you later.